joining us today, everybody. Let's start at the beginning. Andy, how was this team of performers put together?
What do you guys think? Do you guys like it?
Yeah!
Yeah, thank you. So first thing, let's do a pause for Joseph Lay. So he's the one who Hi, I'm Andy Chang. How are you guys?
Woo! Good.
I hope you guys like it. Like I say, I'm very lucky I have this all. We got Stunt families. For me, it's the all brother sister. They are amazing. So they help me make this movie. They're young talent, but they are really, really good. They know what they're doing. So I'm very excited. I hope you guys will enjoy the movie.
Woo.
Thank you.
Is this the first film that this particular team has been together?
No. Let me see. I forget who they are. Totally. We work together in Stunt. So he's my action design. So he's helping me. Even some Stunt. If you guys remember, he's with me as the original. We did the bus fight scene. So yeah. Very, very good talent. Very, very smart boy. He has all the technique. I love him. He's great. And also Jay. Jay is the I forget almost. Jay is the one from our original too. The Samchi, the bus fight. The most part the rehearsal is from Jay. So give him. The rest is no. Sorry, I'm missing this lady. Brandon. She's also doubling Samchi. So you guys, you're the three kids. And then the rest is new team. The David, I know David long time, and Big B. You saw all the wire work is one guy pulling 10 wire at the same time. One guy. That guy. You guys see this gentleman. Yeah, he's an amazing performing, and he trained all the actors. He helped me all the martial art thing. He. Look like I have a car, but he's Chinese. We call the Chinese martial art. Thank you. Yeah, that's Oh, sorry, I'm missing someone. They're not here. They're my sister. My little Kaylin. Kaylin cousin. She is the one with the mask. Okay, so she's married. So she's working today. But she did a great job too. And also I have two other teammates. They are working. One is in Australia, Jimmy Boy, the one always making funny. Ball head boy, he's doubling Marty Castle. And then I have another action design, his name is Widen. So he's in Germany doing a big movie. So they're not here yet, but those is my beautiful team, So without them, I cannot make this movie. So it's all there, so keep them up. Thank you. Just call action. That's it.
That's because we're going to talk about choreography right now. There's a lot of choreography going on here, a lot of intricate movements and a lot of specific timing. Where's the inspiration pulled from for the fight scenes in particular, and how are you creating this new action that hasn't been seen on screen before?
Original, I'm from Hong Kong, so I watching this manga, this Indonesian cartoon, in TV long time. So I remember, basically, I am a big fan of that too, So they all have every character, all the knights, they have their own signature style and move. So from the original manga, cartoon. But that mostly is like human being cannot do, so the speed they have. So I had to just, make it fit their character, and then we create a form, and also using all the Chinese element, Asian element, the martial art. So to create their own signature move, and by doing that, then I have my team, I have David and Jay helping me Phoenix the style, and then I have Little B here. I call Little B. Brandon Lee help me with the the package media fees. So this is all they come up with the idea, helping me to create the signature move. So you will see that, right now, I don't know I can say that, but original this cartoon have even more lines on it. So we will slowly introduce other lines, and then you will see a different style. So I cannot say too much, but that, like I said, that's how they give me hand to how we create the signature cool sequence. Okay, thank you.
We'll come back to that. I want to actually go down the line here if we can. Joseph, starting with you, can you just give us a quick sort of sense of what your resume was coming into this film? Like, what kind of martial arts training do you have? What kind of experience do you have in stunt work?
My base is mostly Kung Fu, and this was actually my second movie I worked on. First movie was obviously Shang-Chi. That's where I met Indy Chang. And honestly, like, I was just scooped up from YouTube and doing like live action anime videos. And it's kind of like surreal that I got to actually work on a live action anime movie. So I'm just happy I snuck in some, shots from Sensei, the original anime, the video games, and also a lot of Dragon Ball Z stuff.
Ooh.
Like when there was a shot in Broly, Goku versus Broly, when he drags his face against the iceberg.
Oh, nice.
There's a homage to that, and so yeah, go down the line.
Woo!
I worked with Andy Chang on Shang-Chi for a little bit, but before that, I did some stunt jobs here and there. I started off in Taekwondo, and then when I got into stunts, I started branching off into like Kali and Kung Fu because jobs had called for it. So the past few years, I've just had to try to pick up a lot of different styles.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm the lead rigger. A little different than these guys. But essentially, I got into stunts. It was something my father wanted to do. So when I was about 5 or 6, he showed me Indiana Jones. Blew my mind.
Ooh.
So I wanted to be a stuntman ever since that. But I was a gymnast and a sailor, and so rigging kind of came naturally to me. And it made sense to make superheroes with what I knew. So when I got the call, I was like, yeah, absolutely down. And it was such an honor to work with such talented martial artists. And I mean, what they can do on a wire, like, it has very little to do with me. I pull a wire, it goes up. And these guys do incredible acrobatics and martial arts on it. It's just, yeah.
So you're the sort of ballast on the other end. You're the counterweight.
Yep, I'm counterweight.
Yeah. So how many reps a day are you getting in on the set on average?
Ooh, depends on the day, but I think on Sensei I was averaging about 9 to 11 wire gags a day, so about 300 or 400 pull-ups a day.
Jesus.
But
Weight vest.
well, yeah. And I get some extra reps in if we had some downtime. So.
Thank you.
Woo!
Hi guys, I'm Terrell. This was actually my first movie, so it was definitely an honor and a blessing to be on this movie working with my family. My background was in Shaolin Kung Fu under my father, Typhon Bullock, back in Virginia. And from there, 2018, I met Joseph, where we started to do more of our passion projects for our team. So that kind of introduced me to stunts, and the rest of there is a journey. Yeah.
My name is David Torrent. I'm from Germany, so I'm the only European on this stage. And my background is also Chinese martial arts. I used to compete professional wushu competitions before I started working in movies. I used to work with Jackie Chan quite often on a number of movies, and this is also how I met Andy Chang. And working on this project was very special because it kind of brought together the way movies are shot in China and the West. So it was very interesting for me to see both coming together, and the result is amazing, as you can see. So that's about me.
And now, you actually have a more significant role in the film.
Me?
Yeah.
The most significant. Oh, I didn't know that.
A more significant role.
Yeah, you're right. Pretty significant, yeah.
Because you were not originally cast. You were hired as a
Yeah.
stunt actor, but you guys ended up being
Yes.
cast as Jackie.
Very fortunate.
Yes. And how did that come about?
I guess I was just so good. No, just kidding. Yeah, we tried out a few people for that role, and we put together like the fight scene and the previs, and the producer saw it, and I guess I kind of convinced them that a good choice. And also, of course, Andy Chung was like, pushing my name a little bit, so I got lucky.
Now we saw in the stunt clip here
Yes.
that Jimmy got kicked in the face 3 times in a row, probably
Yes.
4 times. But that was for you, right?
Yeah, it was very tough to watch what was coming for me.
So how does that feel? How did you work through getting kicked
It was
in the face?
It was great, but you know what? That part wasn't the most terrifying part. Right after that, there's a little action which really was super tough to do. It is a slide on. Maybe I can say that. Maybe you've seen it already. I don't know. It's a slide on the ground, on my ear. So that was very painful.
It was a face plant.
Oh yeah.
Sliding face
Why
plant.
didn't you put that in?
Gotta save some for the movie.
Anyways, now you know. This was really tough, and I got an ear infection, but thank God everything went well. But this is what stunt people do, right?
That's the job.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Brandon. Thank you guys so much for coming out. So my background is Taekwondo. I grew up doing it because my father was a Taekwondo fighter in the 80s in Korea. Actually, same generation, and he Chang fought. So I kind of grew up doing that my whole life. Watched, Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee. Always wanted to do movies, and was fortunate enough to move out to LA from Minnesota. And then almost as soon as I started to learn a little bit of stunts, I got so lucky because Andy Chang somehow found me, I think on Instagram or something, but then I was able to work with him on Shang-Chi, which was like a masterclass because I was working with Jackie Chan's stunt team. I've never really done any stunts, so it was very, very eye-opening. And it was very hard for me to keep up, but thankfully he brought me back for this movie, which is kind of like redemption for me individually. And I think, kind of answering your first question, I think what Andy did really well was he brought a lot of kind of subgroups and brought us all as a family. So a lot of us kind of work on our own little indie action films, and so the chemistry was already there, and we were all kind of fans of each other. So as soon as we were all in the same room, it was like, oh, I watch your stuff, I watch your stuff, and immediately the chemistry was there. So I think he did really good with picking the team.
Now, Jay, Terrell, Joseph, you all play Black Knights in the movie. Tell us a little bit about putting the suit on. Was that a complicated process? How easy was that?
You tell us, Terrell.
It was pretty simple. You just had to slip it on, but it was not fun to wear. It would kind of weigh you down and
Realign your stuff.
yeah, wearing that all day was not great.
And you would lose 70% of your vision,
Yeah.
kind of through the visor.
So you're looking through just the sort of lines on that sort of black mask.
Yeah.
It's like looking through your fingertips.
So how do you know where the other person is going to be? How do you know when to react?
Just through vocals,
All the cues.
yeah, and so we would pick a certain hole in the mask and just stick to it.
And a lot of trust.
Yeah, a lot of trust.
Well,
We
so
got used to each other.
how long did you train those routines before doing them live with the suits?
For 2.5 months, we got used to each other's rhythm. So,
Was it to the degree that you could almost do it without even having any vision?
yeah. And Jay had to train. He had to wear a real metal suit,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. So he had to hit the hardest.
So staying with that sort of the complications of the stunt work, what was the hardest stunt to physically execute during the production?
I mean, I think everyone Everyone's was most difficult in their own way. The one David was saying earlier was really, really difficult.
I've got a note here that says the Marin Pillager died.
Oh, yes. So the one that you guys saw where the camera was on the rig and Marin was jumping off of the... I can say this because this was...
Yep.
But I think we did that shot all the way from the beginning of the morning all the way till lunch. Right? Just that one shot over and over again. And I remember the rig actually broke.
We broke the camera.
We broke the camera, yeah. But we still got the shot, so.
and explain why it's complicated, because how she has to hold her body through that shot. What is the actual route she's taking through the air? Like, she's physically doing that.
Yeah. I think Caitlin would be best to answer it, but she's not here. I just, rolled out of the way. But I think it was very difficult because the timing, not only with the performers, but with the camera, had to be almost perfect. So it was very, very difficult. I remember we tried like almost 5 to 10 different variations of that shot before we finalized it.
I counted at least 27.
And the most difficult part is Brandon, because he had to catch up with the camera, with chasing with she flying down. And the idea that the camera would be overtake her speed, so the camera had to in front of her at the end. So that's kind of part, very difficult part. It's just all timing everything, and then we broke the camera. We broke the whole rig, and then the camera, the lens would cost like 130,000 or something. But lucky, I don't think we broke it, but we scratched it a bit. But yeah, we want to have a great shot, so yeah, we take time. Sometimes when you see even the behind the scene. This is if we show you all the take, then you will see here to 9 midnight. Without even kick the face, maybe we have 50 times. So there's so many. To try to make a good shot, it takes some time. So sometimes the excitement is looks easy in a couple of seconds, but the stunt guy they take a lot of heat and rehearsal and timing. So like I said, that is very appreciate what they're doing. Normally they just call me just one more, just one more. All I call is one more, that kind of stuff.
So a lot of the footage that we just saw, it comes from the sort of pre-visualization process for the film, where to choreograph it is one thing, but to actually get out there and go through the motions and to see how the camera movements are going to happen, that's sort of unique to this process, and as part of Joseph was brought in to handle some of that. Was there anything else that you did for the pre-visualization process here? I have a note about playing with action figures, because that's right up my alley.
I mean, there's a lot of, before even the training or choreography, sometimes I think the most important part is with the director. When we talk about the storytelling, and then also the character, the moderation, and then the style, and then we have the picking, what we want to shoot, how we want to do it, how we make it happen, with certain time. So that's just that process is more. I mean, the physical part is, they take care of that. But before that, the decision making, producer, director, and communication. So those is another part is the prepping, before we doing any films, So and then also we have to think about the capable for the actor. Can they do it? Who will do it? Is the stunt that will do it? So there's a lot of, there's a whole process. If you guys in film making, then this is a whole process is the prepping, and then there's really the big part is how you execute. And then the execute is the most difficult part, because mostly in any production, it doesn't matter even Shang-Chi, big production, we always come up with the budget and time and schedule. So those is very critical, is how you on set to execute. Even your plan is so good, it doesn't mean you can execute it. So that's kind of like, so let's see the opening when he say, 26 setup, something like that kind of thing. You have to imagine at the day you have 100 people listen to you, and you're going to try to get the most setup, and then you try to make the day and make the scene. Because the schedule, if they run out of schedule, then you won't see in the screen. So that's the difficult part there. But like I said, they're all there. Without them, it's very difficult. They take a lot of heat. Thank you.
For this film, there are some very specific movements, maneuvers that need to be taken care of. Saint Seiya himself, Seiya, has a very specific finishing move or action that he does, his Pegasus Meteor Shower. How did you approach creating a signature movement like that for the film?
A lot of thinking, a lot of thinking, because they've never been done, like I don't want to just do it at the animation, the animation that I think is very simple, it's like this, and then you do the punch. So I want to be more signature, and also, ideally is I want to be, when the kid finishes it, that's how I approach it with when I try to interview the job, I talk to the producer, I just tell them, if we, like I'm doing something, after that you will, right away you can answer, right? If I'm doing this, everyone know who is, right? If I do this. So I just tell them, I want that when the kid finish the movie, they can remember how he did the immediate fist. So that's my approaching. First thing is to try to create the signature move you can remember how he does that, and then every day when you see the kid doing this, and oh, this is immediate fist, that will be my winner. So and then all my boys, we'll try to come up with the idea how to look, and then also we have to convince the director, producer, because we based on the manga, we based on the animation. It's not just I say what we're doing and then what we're doing. I have to go through all the process, and they believe this move is cool, this move look good, and then second part, and then we go to the actor, like maybe do you want to do this? Do you feel this? And then so a lot of processing to try to create one move. It's not like I say that and do that. So that's like it's all teamwork.
Is there anyone here who can actually demonstrate it?
Oh yeah. Everyone can do it. Okay.
Terrell.
Let's
David.
and then
Brandon.
dang it.
It's been 2 years.
Let's go, buddy.
Don't channel any Cosmo. Don't get anybody
That's
hurt.
no
Aim it right at you. I think I remember.
So the idea, you can see it, but maybe too fast. So the idea is this thing. So this is kind of like the horse head, if you can see it. If I do this like a dog, and this is like a horse. So the idea, this is a horse, and then the feather here. So that's the symbol, and the silhouette way, that is the Pegasus. So that's one thing, and then we have a phoenix. So we are like, go see the movie, then you know. You cannot just show me everything.
What did everybody learn as a team, as a family on this film? Was there anything anybody learned that you take away from this particular production as a performer?
Joseph.
Oh man. Well, I was mostly behind the camera, but damn, I had to think about this. I learned to be more humble. Just seeing everyone, what I do behind the camera is taking vacation at Miami Beach compared to what these guys are doing, risking their lives every day, and just, I don't know. I'm just happy to be a part of a team. Everyone is also a strong filmmaker. While pre-visiting, we had each other's back. 1 minute I'm shooting this fight with the Black Knights, and then we had to switch off. Jay can shoot. Brandon was shooting. Everyone was just switching roles. So, just the family aspect I learned.
David.
I felt when you work on a movie, it's always such a powerful experience because you're thrown into one team with so many different individuals, and you have to adapt, and you learn so much, right? And you have to get out of your comfort zone every time, because even though you do the previous and you have a lot of preparation, once the day is there, you're going to shoot that, it might be completely different. and you have to be so flexible. And even then, you don't know how it's going to look like, how it's going to look in the movie, right? Maybe it's cut out, maybe it's edited in a weird way, I don't know, you know? So I think what I take from every project I'm on is that, yeah, I have to be as flexible as possible. And like you said, you know, you learn to be humble, you know? And yeah.
I've got a note here that says, no excuses, always be around Andy.
Oh yeah.
Think 3 steps ahead and know the next steps.
Yeah.
I don't know who said that. But for me, I think the learning process is, you know, deal with all the young talent. They're young and hungry, but they're so good. But to deal with them, sometimes just need to learn how to, you know, communication, you know, and then also try to get everyone work like a family, so you don't have so much, you know, because even the family always have some kind of argue. So I'm always like try to teach them to make sure everyone have fun, and then the most important, finish the movie. Even this, you know, either success or not, I think the most important, we have a good memory together, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
So, to close, I'd like to thank Toei Animation for giving me the privilege of hosting this panel for you today. I want to say thank you to WonderCon for hosting us. Thank you to all of you for spending some time with us today. Thank you again to all of our guests, Andy Chang, Joseph Lay, Terrell, Brandon, Jay, and David. I believe we have a giveaway here. They're gonna take care of that, hand those out for everybody that's here in attendance. Remember, Knights of the Zodiac opens Friday, May 12th. More information is available online at kotzmovie.com and by following the social media handle at kotzmovie. On behalf of everyone at Knights of the Zodiac, thank you and have a great day.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.